Good morning, everyone. It's wonderful to be in Berlin, and thank you, Marco, so much for inviting me to be one of the presenters here today. My name's Bogle, and I'm one of the founders from Talenthouse. I've actually flew in from Cannes Lions last night, which some of you may be familiar with, is the advertising industry creative festival held in Cannes. What I found absolutely fascinating was that there was so much focus on ad technology. Every other person I met had a solution to identify the right consumer at the right time of day, in the right environment, programmatic, ad tech, everything. But no one seemed to have the solution, which I think is absolutely creating a huge problem for our industry, which is, where do you find the creative work to actually show the people you find? So in my view, with this industry, is that you actually need more creative work than ever before. The proliferation of digital channels has meant that there is a requirement for thumb-stopping, beautiful creative, culturally relevant creative. However, you can see from this slide, the traditional consumer is turning their back on advertising. They've actually become more like, in many ways, their own curators, their own producers, their own editors, and they're ignoring traditional advertising. So brands need more culturally relevant creative than ever before, but they need it at volume, they need it at speed, and they need it to be culturally relevant so it'll cut through. You can see a quote here from Ed Pilkington at Diageo, who's one of the big brands that we work with. All of these solutions, however, have got to be scalable and cost-effective for the brands too. So what are the advertising agencies doing about this? Are they actually resourced to produce the sheer volume of culturally relevant creative work at speed, at scale? Brad Jakeman from PepsiCo thinks no. It's increasingly difficult to do this at the right price. You cannot have that agency process slowing up that ability. So is the answer crowdsourcing? A lot of brands have turned to crowdsourcing as a form of sourcing creative work cheaply and quickly. However, I believe there are a lot of risks when you, as a brand, turn to a consumer rather than a creator to make your content. So is Talenthouse different? We believe we are, because we don't turn to the crowd to make the content, we turn to creators. We've built this vibrant community of incredible creators, and we're connecting them directly to brands, so speeding up that entire process of sourcing culturally relevant work at scale. I'm enormously proud of our community. It's incredible. So welcome to Talenthouse. Brands can connect with our community. We have over 770,000 members in 175 countries around the world. I didn't even know there are actually 175 countries. I haven't counted them all, but we apparently have them there. And we've got over 3 million followers across our social channels. We've built this incredible community. And what does this community do? They create. They can create ideas, concepts, fully executed work for our brand partners. And additionally, we can amplify this work through programmatic, social, our own influencers, and I'm proud to announce here at NOAH that we're now exploring artificial intelligence to predetermine the best work for brands to use across their channels. So different to A/B testing, this is actually saying what work you need to use. It's incredible. So how do our brands actually engage the community? There are various ways, from subscription models through to commissioning, but our mechanic that we've built is called the Creative Invite. And this is essentially a brief to our community. It can be closed or it can be open. It can target specific markets. And you can see here from just a few of the brands that we've worked with, just an extraordinary ability to do just what we say we can do, which is delivering work to a brief and to scale. We love it. So a little bit more about the community. The community is incredibly culturally diverse. They are in themselves their own actual influencers. Some of them have got hundreds of thousands of followers across their social channels. They come from every type of creative discipline you can possibly imagine. We're extraordinarily proud of them, we really are. Here's an example of some work that we've done with Nestlé. So, sorry, the slides are a little bit slower than me, beg your pardon. Here's an example that we've done with Nestlé. This is a campaign. We've now worked with them for over 3 times, and they came to us because they wanted us to source thumb-stopping creative for their digital channels, for influencers, for Instagram. We had over 300 pieces of work, and we've now worked with them 3 times since. Another example of a campaign is with Johnny Walker, part of Diageo. We've worked with Diageo successfully on many occasions. In this instance, they wanted us to source black and white photography to capture human interest stories from across the globe. We had over 1,000 pieces of work from over 50 countries, a hugely successful campaign. So what other kind of work can our community do? We've talked about programmatic. Brands need that thumb-stopping, culturally relevant creative. They need lots of it. You cannot now depend on your agency to give you 1 or 2 pieces and assume that's going to do enough work for you. It simply won't. So you can see some examples of beautiful work here. We had something like over 600 pieces for Campo Viejo's campaign from Pernod Ricard. Film, hugely important. It's very difficult for agencies to produce film at scale. In these examples here, one was for SodaStream, targeted at the German market. We had over 30 finished 30-second TV ads from our community. An example from Spotify, we had over 80 finished films. You can also see here partnerships with Coca-Cola's Burn, the energy drink, and Avicii. So we do work not just with brands, but we work with celebrities too. Other examples of work to amplify events. Here's an example from Wimbledon, one of the most conservative brands you can imagine. When I met with the commercial director at Wimbledon, it's suits, it's ties. They were used to working in their big agency. We exploded their market and came up with over 1,000 pieces of thumb-stopping work. It was incredible. Carrying on with other work here, you can see examples here from Unilever's Skip. This was turned into a billboard campaign too for photography. Merchandise, packaging. Our community is extraordinary. They can deliver every type of creative work you need. Here are just a few of the brands that we've worked with across every market sector you can imagine. And here's examples of some of the icons that we've worked with too. Now, finally, I'd like to stop talking and let you listen to a few of our brand partners who, there's a little bit of what they have to say about the Talenthouse process.
We need to have more ways of delivering brilliant breakthrough work, but not compromising on quality.
The thing we like about Talenthouse is the versatility and flexibility.
The briefing process was really important.
Talenthouse offered us access to really incredible creative artists from all around the world.
It helped us achieve the ambition of having multiple assets in market.
It really is an enabler to tap into talent, which is the other side of the globe, really.
It's not a silo, it's not a fixed domain.
It's an open source.
So I think what we got out of Talenthouse that just felt unique and different, and if I'm honest, perfectly matched to BBH, was real commitment to creativity and to craft.
Talenthouse allowed us to create a very memorable program that connects every hotel around the world to artists.
You get volume at a very quick pace, and that's what I found really unique about Talenthouse. And surprisingly, it was not in conflict with my existing team.
There's always a fear when you're an agency of working with other partners, and working with someone like Talenthouse meant that we could step into that zone but without losing anything.
Every year Wimbledon has a poster. It's very iconic, and we want to do something very, very different, and we use Talenthouse to get creative ideas.
If you can tell a really authentic story, then you just become more credible and more trusted, and hopefully in the end more preferable to consumers.
So thank you very much. Our mission overall is to support creative talent around the world and to close that gap between brands and creators to deliver scalable, cost-effective creative solutions for brands. Thank you. Thank you.